Hello and welcome back to D&D with Dummies Campaign 1, The Marked Ones. Last week we wrapped up Tarvis's story arc, finally facing down the dreaded Jotun brothers. After Tarvis defeated the Jotun brothers, his patron decided to claw his way out of his mind, and the party had to fight Tarvis's warlock patron, Pandora Kaloran, the demon general of death. We're picking right back up after this. Tarvis has lost his powers, Darren has lost his powers through talking to a god. Ladies and gentlemen, what would you like to do?
Try.
I'm a good drink.
I'm going, yeah.
So we're back in the Starlight Tavern. I'd say we said it was post-breakfast the next day. You're wanting a drink. Easy enough. As Matthias has said, you have free food and drink while you're here, so...
I will join him.
What are we drinking,
Hey,
lads?
Ooh,
I'll just have a juice.
that's awfully plain of you.
Oh,
Scotch,
you're not
please.
wrong.
Got a juice, we got a scotch.
Some sort of rum or whiskey.
Do you guys have milkshakes?
Yeah, well, of course we have milkshakes. What sort of flavor do you want?
Well, what flavors do you have?
We have apple, pineapple, banana, and goes through this list of about 10 flavors.
Can I have Apple Snap Crisp?
Of course, coming right up, give me 3 minutes.
What? What?
And exactly 3 minutes later, the Apple Snap Crisp milkshake arrives.
It's a
Thank
southern Fjertind.
It's a Fjertind thing, you wouldn't understand.
I get it. Fuck on.
Yes, whiskey arrives for Tarvis. Very, very nice scotch arrives for Xander. And what sort of juice were you after, Zornan?
Oh, just an orange and apple.
And an orange and apple juice arrives for you.
Harvest, can I have a little bit of your drink?
Sure.
I'm just gonna pour a little bit into my milkshake.
Nice.
The alcoholic milkshake.
I'm trying to, increase my tolerance.
Yeah, last time you had a drink, that was,
I don't really remember anything that happened. I remember being like, I can definitely down these shots and then totally go out and party. And then I remember waking up.
You lasted about 5 minutes before we had to take you to your room.
Exactly why I need to increase my tolerance.
Sorry to break the news to you like this. I'm sorry you had to find out like this.
Well,
I'm
we
sorry
weren't
you
really
had to
drinking
find
on
out.
the road, were we?
You're a
So-
lightweight.
What the hell did you just say to me, Tarvis?
You guys might not have been on the road well.
Where were you getting drink from on the road?
I was finding it somewhere.
He was brewing it as we went.
What is hiding in your underwear, Xander?
Huh?
Whoa.
Your
Oh.
moonshine.
Interesting.
No.
So,
Oh, fuck.
where are we going to go?
Hagen.
Well, we still haven't checked out that vineyard at Ravenwater.
Oh yeah, we should probably do that.
You probably do that.
And then
Yeah,
we
you
can
mentioned it.
head
Where is this
off.
Ravenwater?
Oh, it's
Where it-
Alright, yeah, you weren't with us when we...
It's a bit further west from here in the middle of a lake.
Have you ever smelt a barrel full of fish?
Yes.
Imagine that, but like a town.
Delightful.
Yeah, we kind of did our fair bit to... We helped the local government last time we were there.
No. We created new local government.
All I remember is that my horns got all fishy, and it took me like 2 months to get the fish smell out of my horns. Awful.
That's depressing.
But other than that, I owe all of you a debt, and yes, well, is there things I can help you guys with?
Could you point me in the direction of a local scryer?
I may need to ask Eris, but I can try.
I would appreciate that.
Do you know if there's any places that sell roses here?
Like a florist?
Yeah, whatever that is.
DM, would I know?
Roll a history check.
I got a plus 2, plus 2. 17.
17? Yeah, you know, Fiona's florist, 3 streets away from where you currently are.
Right. Well, there's Fiona's florist down a couple blocks over.
What is florist?
It's a place where they sell plants and flowers.
Ooh.
Should be exactly what you're looking for.
Okay, well, I'm going to go to that. Thanks for the milkshake and thanks for the alcohol.
I think I'm just gonna go for a walk and chill. Walk around, check it out.
I was also wondering, just more large scale, what you guys were doing. Like, why are you out and about? That makes sense.
Makes sense.
I mean, you guys literally helped free me from 2 very heavy boots on my back. So,
Well, I'm be honest with you, I'm going to hit up the library and a few cafes that I heard about.
I'll hit up a library too.
Shall we go for a walk together, Xander?
I mean, if you want, mate.
Don't mind at all.
I mean, join us, Tarvis, that's fine.
All the merrier.
You can come to the florist if you want.
What's over?
While you're at the florist, could you pick up some more seeds for the boat?
What type of seeds?
Oh, just herbs and spices. Anything that's kind of like, growable.
Okay. Does anyone want to come with me, or is this a solo mission to Flower Cellar? Saying that is me alone. Alone.
I'll come with you, and Thimble flutters over and lands on your shoulder.
Thimble, it has been so long since you have sat on my horn. You're still allowed to.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. And he flutters up and sits in your horns.
You have a natural pine woody smell. It's very good for my horns.
Thank you.
We're just gonna.
Right, who would like to go first out of these groups? We've got library, we've got florist.
florist.
Florist or
I mean, unless anyone else has stuff they want to do.
I want to go
I'm on
get
it.
some new armor at some point.
So I might go with Celadon. I would like a weapon I can use in one hand.
Alright, so we have weapons and armor, we have library, we have florist. Who's going first?
And it's quick, so I can just do mine.
Sure. You find the described Fiona's florist, Thimble, sitting in your horns, chatting to you the whole time. You open the door and you're immediately hit with the smell of flower perfume. It is a very, very sweet smell. It's more sweet than anything you've smelled before, and it is kind of humid in this room. You look around and there's flowers everywhere. Some hanging from pots from the ceiling, some on shelves around the walls, some in little bookshelf-like structures in tiny little pots no bigger than the size of your palm. And at the counter you see this human woman, long blonde hair streaked with grey, and she looks up and smiles at you, the wrinkles cracking her face as she smiles. Hello dear, my name is Fiona. How can I be of assistance?
Hey, I'm Ilona, and I have just a few things that I need. Do you have any seeds that are good for, like, long voyages on a boat that can be put in little pot plants?
Are you thinking more edible or decorative?
I mean, maybe both?
Alright, I can give you an assorted seeds mix. Absolutely. Here you go. And she puts a little sack on the table. That would be 3 silver.
Awesome, that will be very good. What are they?
It's assortment of various flowers to help it smell nice, but there's also various grass-type plants, such as lemongrass, and there are small berry bushes in there as well.
This is great. The other thing is, do you have, like, a rose with, like, the thorns still on the stem?
Absolutely, for our more interestingly inclined customers, if you catch my drift. Here you have some roses. And she gestures towards a section of roses, all with the thorns still on the stem, some with more purpley petals, some with almost midnight blue, others vibrant red, some pink speckled with white, and there is one that is completely jet black.
I get just the really red one, and I only need one.
Of course, that would be 3 copper.
Okay, so 3 silver and 3 copper is what this is going to cost me.
That is correct.
Well, that is everything that I needed. Thank you. This was very, very useful.
But of course, if you ever need any flowers ever in future, please do come back. We sell the freshest in town.
Okay, well, I will tell the word to everyone about Flower Seller here. Bye-bye.
Much obliged. You have a lovely day. And she waves at you as you leave.
That's me.
Library or weapons and armor next?
Roll the d20, lads. Highest goes.
Oh. Low temper.
I mean, library, do we want to go next?
Up to you guys.
Well, why not? Do you mind, Celadrin and Tarvis?
Yeah, if you guys want to go, do it.
Right, library
Let's
crew.
go for a walk.
The number you can go first, one if you want. Or you can find something.
That's okay. I'll go.
Alright. You make your way towards the town library, and above the archway you see this insignia of a person's head, and it almost looks like a star directly in front of their head. It's kind of portioned at an angle. Roll a religion check.
Religion.
Religion. Wolf.
12's enough. You know this to be the symbol of the goddess Bria, goddess of wisdom and knowledge.
assumed she'd cover all the libraries. How far religions have come nowadays. I'll go inside. With Xander and Tuck.
Inside there are rows and rows and rows of books. The floor is a simple dark wooden floor covered in thin red carpet, so that it's less muffled when people are walking about. There are a few tables dotted around, and each of them has its own small hooded lantern, so that people can have their own light to read by. There are lots of reading nooks dotted around in between shelves and up against walls and corners. There is a front desk. There's a halfling woman sitting there, grey hair pulled back tight, wearing half-moon glasses, and looks like she's reading a magazine.
I'll approach the front desk.
Yes, how may I help you?
Good morning. Pardon to bother you while you're reading your magazine. I never like to interrupt people while they're reading, but I've got a couple of questions I might hope you might have some answers to.
Alright, how can I be of help?
My first is, do you carry any books, specifically anatomical texts, for any animals within this region and around the greater continent and world?
We do have more of a naturalism section. If you see over there, rows 400 to 403, and she points to you, and you see these rows of shelves adorned with various numbers, and you see the rows 400 to 403 there. And that should avail you of all of your curiosities relating to the natural world.
Thank you. Does that also include any flora as well?
Of course it does.
Amazing. Thank you very much. My second question for you. Would you happen to have a brewing section specifically for beverages such as tea, coffee, and the application of varieties of plant-based products in the brewing of beverages?
We're looking at more of a brewery sort of section. One moment, I'm going to consult my list. And she pulls out this giant clipboard, and she starts flipping through it rapidly. Brewery, there we are, row 121. It is over in the far back left corner.
Okay. Thank you so much. And do you have a policy on loaning of books, or are you more of an in-house library?
We prefer in-house, but arrangements could be made for borrowing. When would you be returning?
I can't give you a specific date at the moment, but I just wanted to... After you, my dear.
In that case, we will prefer you stick with an in-house policy. If you are returning within the next 2 days, we would allow you to take a book home with you.
Well, we aren't leaving for another week and a bit, so I might take you up on that offer, if you do not mind.
See me on your way out with the book you wish to take home.
Much obliged, thank you. I won't take up much of your time. Xander, I'm gonna go have a squiz at these shelves. Do you need me here, or are you okay for the moment?
I'm okay, mate. I got my own things I need to be looking for.
Okay, I'll leave you to it. And I'll pat him on the back, and I'll go have a look for my books.
Sure. The librarian goes back to reading her magazine.
Oh, I'm going to annoy her again. Sorry, love.
Yes, how can I help you?
I'm looking for books or information on a guy named Eric Bloodaxe.
Ah, you're interested in the first leader of Fjertind, are you?
Yes.
Well, lucky for you, I have one that has just recently been returned just here. And she picks up a rather thick hands it to you. It's about a foot long, about 3 to 4 inches deep, about half a foot wide.
Jeez.
He was a
I was gonna say-
fascinating man.
Sorry, what was that?
He was a fascinating man. You'll find a lot of interesting information about him here.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're most welcome. She goes back to reading her magazine.
Alright, I guess I'll take the book and I'll find a table to read it.
How long do you spend reading the book?
It'd take forever to get through the entire book.
It'd take you a decent, 5-6 hours to do the full book.
Yeah, I'll say I'll read the full thing.
Alright. Looking through the book, you're reading the history of the man known as Eric Bloodaxe. It starts with humble beginnings. He was a member of one of the many, many wandering tribes, a member of the Kerith tribe. You would know that Kerith are a sort of cow, moose, elk hybrid sort of animal, mostly used for the same purposes as a cow would be in this part of the world. So milking, meat, leathers, all of that sort of thing.
Yep.
And it details how the Etherean continent invaded Fjertind at the time, and how each of the tribes sort of banded together to fight back. It details the fall of one of the tribes near the Icewind Fjord, and the final battle at where modern-day Skjoldavik is, with Eric Bloodaxe leading the charge, the sole surviving member of the Kerith tribe, as they finally defeat the Etherean invaders. And it's interesting, as you read, it's almost like you're remembering this.
Nom flashback.
You know this wasn't you, but it... As you see
right.
illustrations, you can't help but wonder. He looks like a clean-shaven version of yourself. He's wielding a rather large axe, and it is illustrated that lightning is flashing from the end. And as you gaze upon these illustrations, you can't help but almost feel the hilt of this axe in your hand as you read, and you remember how powerful you felt while wielding it. You remember the crowds chanting your name as you finally defeat the last of the Ethereans. You remember people lifting you aloft, chanting your name, and crowning you the first warrior king of Fjertind. You remember the political life that you led, wielding an iron fist that kept the country in order as it was finding its feet as a unified nation for the first time. But feeling strangely empty, like there's something that you should be doing. Like there's something that you swore an oath to do long ago.
I'm not sure what to do with all this information. Does it say anything about an oath in the book, or is that something we can find out later?
That's something that's not explicitly stated in the book, but it's something that feels real. But it doesn't feel like that person. It feels older still.
Oh, okay. I think I'll give the book back to the librarian and thank her.
Yep.
Because I'm feeling a little brain dead from reading an entire book for 6 hours. Brain hurty.
She gives you a sort of knowing look as you give her the book back, kind of looking a little bit haunted. And she's like, I trust you found what you were looking for, Eric. And she walks away.
Dokie then. I'm a foot falcon the fuck out of them.
Umbra, you were looking for stuff.
Yes. So I'd start off with looking for the anatomical books about nature and everything. I'm looking for just books about different animal species, their layouts, their makeups, the whole
Basic
kit and
anatomy,
caboodle.
yeah.
So, yeah, and same with any points and everything. He's a little bit didn't want to be blindsided like he was with those eel dragons again. So he's trying to work with all the knowledge again.
Roll me an intelligence check. This is to see how well you absorb the information.
Intelligence. My nemesis. No.
You're reading and it's like the words are kind of floating off the page. You feel like if you put the book down, you might forget what you've read.
So it did say I could borrow the book for a couple of days. I'll add it to a stack. I'll take with me, and I'll take a bit of time to sit down and read them. I'd say I would have found Xander as well, sitting there doing his 6-hour read. I would have been in between about 5 books though, but I'll take them with me for the walk.
Sure. The librarian gets you to sign off each of the books and gives you a stern look and says, if you do not return these in 48 hours' time, you will be punished.
May I ask what the punishment may be? Monetary or service?
Financial, on the offset.
Well, I'm glad that you run a tight ship here.
We welcome all those seeking knowledge, but those who decide to hoard knowledge, without the proper care, of course, do not deserve to belong here.
Very wise creed. Can I trouble you for one last thing? I know I'm leaving, but it may take you some time to find some resources. You don't happen to know anything about the Fae realm, do you?
We have a singular book on Fairwind. Let me find it. And she disappears for about 5 minutes and comes back with a rather thin book. Disappointingly thin. This is all the knowledge this library holds on Fairwind, or the Fae realm as you called it. Here you go. Are you adding this to your list?
If you don't mind.
Of course. And she makes you sign out that book as well.
Can I give her a gold just for the trouble?
She inclines your head. Much obliged.
And I'll thank you. In 48 hours, I shall be returning to you.
You better.
I like your spirit. And he starts. We'll just walk off. Possibly stopping at a cafe as he's going through.
Mm-hmm.
While all that's happening, do you mind if I go visit Paris to point me in the direction of that sky?
Sure. Hi, Zoldan. You were looking for a scryer, is that right?
Yeah, I want to get some information about a certain people, I feel like a scribe might be the best way of doing it. Would you be able to guide me in the direction of one?
I guess Penelope would be the best person to talk to. She is 3 blocks to the south, 2 blocks to the west.
Thank you. I'll give her 5 silver as compensation for the information.
She takes in. Thank you. You don't need to.
I want to. I don't have much use for money.
She thanks you again and returns to making up some potions.
I then head to this scry. Do I see anything on the way, or I'm not actively looking? I'm just wondering if anything happens.
Nothing out of the ordinary. You know, shop vendors on the streets barking for their goods and all of that sort of thing. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay.
You arrive at this scryer's building, and it's a simple enough place. You walk through the door into a fairly bare room, wooden interior, and at the counter you see this woman, long black hair, just left to flow down her shoulders. Looking across her face, her eyes are covered by a grey piece of cloth. She looks in your direction. You must be looking for Penelope.
How did you know that?
I know many things, young man. I believe you'll require my services.
I do. I just want to see how a couple people in Casimiro are doing, that's all.
But of course, if you'll follow me. And she stands up from a stool that she was sitting on, turns around and walks through a sort of bead curtain. You're led through into this circular room with a low, round wooden table covered by a rather ornate cloth, and on top of that is a crystal ball. She sits down on one side and motions for you to sit on the other. And who are we starting with?
Could I start with... This is someone I used to know quite well, but his name is Aymar.
Aymar. Alright, and a description would not go amiss?
Fairly slim, about 5'6", athletic build.
Alright, hold out your hand.
I do so.
She takes your hand in hers and hovers one hand over the crystal ball and starts muttering. You see a soft grey glow come out from underneath the grey cloth over her eyes, and images start appearing in the crystal ball. You see Aymar, dressed in a simple cloth singlet, long brown woolen pants, rather large, thick gloves on, wearing a leather apron, and these thick goggles, and you see him hammering out a sheet of metal, working at a forge. He's breathing heavy, but he looks to be in good shape and good spirits. He's smiling while he does so. There are people around him talking, chatting, laughing. He seems to be doing well.
Thank you for showing me this. I do appreciate that.
Of course.
And the other name is Fino. Again, fairly slender, but he's quite tall, 6'4". Brown hair, light skin.
Of course. She takes your hand in hers again and does the same mutterings, and images appear in the crystal ball yet again. And you see Fino crouched in a bush, green hood, sort of mottled with grey, pulled over his head, you see him draw back a powerful longbow, let an arrow loose, and you hear a grunt of pain and someone fall to their knees about 60 feet away. Fino darts over to the body, hog-ties them within 10 seconds, amazingly fast, and drags them into the bush. Fino's looking well, but there seems to be a darker edge to him than you remember.
I'll definitely be keeping that in mind for when we visit. Thank you for your services again. What do I owe you for this service?
For an intercontinental service such as what I have provided, 15 gold would be the required payment.
I hand over 15.
Much appreciated, sir. I hope you got what you needed.
I did. I greatly appreciate this. And proceed to leave and say thank you to the person who's at the front desk in the lobby.
It is Penelope. It was both. It was the same person.
Ah, my bad.
All good. You doing anything else with this, Zoldan?
I'd like to go find Vareth.
Where you at, Vareth?
Vareth, after completing a long day's worth of work, is just on the boat, fixing his garden, heading into it, making sure it's all getting enough sunlight and stuff.
Hey Vareth, how you doing?
Oh,
Seem good.
sorry, you caught me in prayer to French Pania.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, that's okay. It's okay.
Should I
We
come back
have
later?
time. No. Actually, you might be able to help me out a bit. Do you want to bring me some of those bags of I was about to say moisturizer. Bags of mulch over there.
Sure. I'll hoist one over my shoulder and come over.
What's up, Zoldan?
I've just seen a scry about two people that I would consider just acquaintances at this point in time. Maybe even just less. I just used to be friends and now I'm not overly close. They seem to be doing all right, but one of them seems to be a bit, shall we say, more like you in the sense of how he operates. He's got a bow, very skilled, and clearly good at his craft. I was just wondering, because I don't know what his thoughts are going to be of me if we run into him. Is there anything I should look out for in relation to if he sees us before we see him?
Maybe expand on that. What do you mean?
Like, if you're hunting an animal, say it's a deer or something, what actions do you do before you take out the target?
I just still my mind, say a quick prayer, and then I take the shot. I guess there's not much thought behind it.
Okay.
If you're hunting someone, you're hunting someone. I mean, if they're hunting us, is that what you mean? Like,
I don't think they're actively hunting us because I haven't spoken to these people in years. Just this particular one seems like he'd see us and I don't know how he's going to react. So I just thought be a little bit on edge if he sees me, sort of thing.
well, I mean, I assume they do some level of threat detection. So we're a large group, and obviously there's some big people in our group, and big normally means scary. So I assume if there's only one of them, they wouldn't attack. They'd wait till we're all asleep or something.
Oh, but there's also history between us. I'll get into that later if I feel comfy with it.
That's all good. I mean, yeah, I normally don't hunt people really, or if I do, it's more of like a. I'm not like trying to kill people most of the time. I'm just trying to track them down. Like, I'm not gonna really kill anyone unless I absolutely have to, or if they're gonna try and hurt you guys because, you know, you guys are my friends, you're my family. It's important for you guys to stay alive. So,
I appreciate that.
do you like the
Any-
garden? And he points
Yeah,
out towards like 3 rows of like neatly packed herbs and all that stuff.
it looks great. I don't know. I don't know how you had the vision for this, if I'm being honest.
I'm gonna be honest, I was just thinking of the costs. It's a lot easier for us to do this than to buy stuff every time we're in town. Plus, it means it's less likely to go off.
Fair.
I mean, it's also good for me and Umbra too, because, I mean, I don't know who you worship, but Frangipania, you know, it's all about life and growth. And sometimes, well, most of the time I kind of feel bad about killing people. It's not something that I want to do, it's just something that seems to be happening a lot. So I feel like for me growing stuff, it's bringing more life into the world.
Fair enough. I wouldn't say I follow any particular. I wouldn't say I follow or worship any particular god, but I do live by karma's thing, where what goes around comes around.
That's fair. I mean, there's not a lot of things that you do that are bad, though, so, like, normally you wouldn't worry about that, right?
Yes and no. It's more what I have done that I'm trying to make up for.
Ah, I see. I mean, that's fair.
Anyway, is there anything else you'd like help with?
No, not at the moment. If there's any suggestions you want for the ship, though, that'd be cool.
If I come up with any suggestions, I'll talk to you or Umbra about it.
Hell yeah. And he's just gonna go back to waiting.
I'm gonna walk to my quarters and just think about what I've seen for a bit.
Sure. Armor and weapons people.
Yep.
Yes.
Tarvis, you wanna go first?
Well, I guess I'll lead us to a blacksmith.
Alright, you are led to a blacksmith, owned and operated by a rather large but very friendly Goliath named Bert. He greets you all with a smile. Hello, and how can I help you today?
We're in need for some new weapons. I want some weapon, and my friend here wants some armor.
Of course, and you, long brown-haired man, are you after anything else?
Oh, looking for a bit of better armor and see how much I can upgrade it, that sort of thing.
Let us see what we can do for you, huh? And so that I know what I am looking for in my stock, Blue Man, are you looking for weapon? Are you looking for armor?
Just a long sword of a long sword of good quality would be preferable.
Good quality longsword. Alright. You, Drow man,
Yes.
what are you after?
I'm looking for some better armor. If possible, something that can help me hide.
Let me see what I can find. And, you were just looking for general upgrades, is that right, Mr. Long-haired man?
That's right, or maybe even look for some better armor, whatever you decide to do.
Let me see what we have. It would help me if I know what you have currently, so that I can find a suitable upgrade.
Alright, let me have a look here.
I see you're wearing studded leather armor. Would you like an upgrade to that studded leather?
Quite possibly.
Let me see what I can find. One moment. And he disappears out into the storage rooms. He comes back with a set of armor for Celadrin. Looks to be leather in make. Now this is not particularly going to help you hide, but it will aid you in not taking injury from fiery sources of damage.
That's perfect.
That would be 350 gold pieces.
Okay, that's a lot. Is audit okay? Does it only protect me from fire, or does it have anything extra that it does?
It is a very powerful enchantment. Whatever injury you would be taking from fire would be halved.
Okay, very well. I'll pay the 350.
Yep. And he hands over the armor to you. I will add it to your inventory real quick.
Yeah, I'll subtract gold. Okay, thank you.
If you refresh your page, it'll be in your inventory.
Okay.
Tarvis, you're looking for a sword?
Yeah. I am currently weaponless.
Weaponless?
Fuck. Bare hands.
I mean, I do have shocking grasp, but that's
Xander could fight hand to hand.
He hands you a silvery blue bladed longsword. He looks at you and says, "This sword I was saving, however, the right buyer has not come along, and I think you would know how to care for something like this. I call this the Frost Brand."
Oh. Wow.
I would be
How
willing to
much?
part with it for 300 gold.
deal.
He hands you the Frostbrand longsword. And as for you, long-haired man, I believe you are not looking for anything of a heavy armor persuasion. How about this half-plate armor here? And he points you to a set of half-plate armor.
Alright.
It is light, it is flexible, and it is magically enchanted to protect you better.
Alright, how much?
I will part with this for 200 gold.
Alright. All I got on me is a platinum. So how much will that be?
1 platinum is 10 gold.
Alright. I'll give you 20 platinum.
Alright, he accepts the
Oh.
money.
Sweet.
I will add that to your character. There you go.
Sweet.
If you refresh your page, that'll be in your inventory and you can have a look at it.
Pleasure doing business with you.
The pleasure's all mine. My only hope that is will protect you in upcoming trials and tribulations.
Ooh.
Is there anything else I can help you find?
No,
That'll be all. Thank you.
Valko be with you.
Ooh. I guess head back to the Starlight Tavern.
I'm at the bath sinking it like it's nothing.
Fair enough. Roll a Constitution saving throw for me.
Aye, Captain. Watch me fail.
DC 15.
That's 26.
You are sinking drink after drink after drink. You're getting buzzed, but you hold your liquor and you don't pass out.
Yeah, buddy.
That's
Yeah,
God.
I've heard some shit today, and it weirds me out.
Mind telling us what you heard by chance?
The librarian's fucking scary, bro. Fuck the librarians, man.
What did she tell you?
Oh, just when I returned this book I was looking at, she's called me a completely different name, and I'm kind of weirded out by it. It was the name the book was about, and I'm like, something's up. Doesn't feel right.
That is funky. What about you, Emma? You seem a little bit on edge as well. You also went to library, didn't you?
I did. No, I was more looking for a few books and a few things. I felt a little how you say, out of my depth when we came across those beasts on the water, and then those few automaton or and that hippo man thing in the forests prior to our confrontation with the Jotun brothers. I just felt a little off guard, so thought I'd extend my bit of learning to, make sure I'm not blindsided once again. But, I mean, I will say, the librarian, she was a bit scary. Very adamant about looking after books, I will say.
Also,
No, but here sitting having a couple of drinks really makes the time go past. You were out for an expedition yourself, Zoldan. How did you try?
I'm alright. Just pondering about what I've seen, that's all.
Yeah? In what manner? If you don't mind the asking, of course.
Well, as you guys all know, I'm a little bit hesitant to go to Casimir. I'm not going to leave the party, but you can tell I'm a little bit hesitant about it because of what I've done there. And I saw a scryer and asked about two people I used to know quite well. And one of them's doing quite well, happy, making a living, that type of thing. The others take a very different approach, and I'm not sure how I feel about it, or if I should be worried or not when we get to the main city.
Well, I mean, I haven't had the opportunity to talk much with you about your past. Is that something we should worry about? Did you know Xander?
sorry.
Did you know what Zoldan just dropped to us, that he may have some trouble with old companions of his, or acquaintances?
I knew
when we
nothing
reach,
that, but I do remember something about fire. There's a fire
I think it's high time everyone knows. When I was younger, I was a little bit of a prankster and also a little bit of a klutz at the same time. For whatever reason, I was really stupid. Took sparklers inside a tavern. Rogue Spot put a drink on fire, starting a chain reaction of drinks exploding in the tavern, and then eventually got to the kegs behind the bar and burnt the whole thing down. That's the main reason why I was in a sense, forced to go to the monk monastery.
I knew something of a fire, but I didn't know exact details.
That's why I'm very hesitant about using fire at all, regardless of whether it's in combat or just simply lighting a bonfire.
Me personally, buddy, you shouldn't let your fear control you. That's how people die, especially on the battlefield.
But in that same thing, both the old compatriots, I guess you could say, also got some flack just because they knew me, rather than being directly involved with that. So they may have some distaste.
It's funny that you became a bartender after all of that.
I guess it's my way of righting wrongs that I didn't intend to make.
At least you are doing good now. Yeah?
Far better.
It's better.
Definitely far better, but still not 100%. I'll admit to it.
It's all about time, my friend. Take it from me. You can worry about things for a very long time, but it doesn't change what has happened. As you said yourself, you just got to try and make that amends. And as far as I've seen, you're doing well. And if you need an extra set of hands to handle or be with you when you meet these compatriots again, just let us know. We'll gladly support you.
I appreciate this vote of confidence. It means a lot more than you think it does.
Well, if this hulk of a man next to us doesn't intimidate him to, not draw arms, I think we've got a couple of things that will be able to calm the situation.
They'd be pretty game if they come within arm's reach of me.
If they do approach directly, please let me deal with it. I've got a few things I'd wish to say.
That's alright, I'll stand there intimidating. Like normal.
I can change into an animal if you need an extra bit of intimidation.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Anyway, what did everyone else do today? It seems it's been relatively glum.
Is everyone at the bar?
When walking back from the armor shop, can I try and find us more crew for the ship? Because we're going on quite a long trip and we probably need people to man the cannons at this point, so can I just try and find us a good crew?
Oh yeah, there would be places around the docks that you'd be able to do that. How many people were you thinking of recruiting?
I mean, to get the ship fully functional, I don't know, as many as we need. I'm willing to throw out literally 200 platinum at it. Just fill the ship up with the best there is, as far as I'm concerned.
Alright.
We've got 6 with us already. 6?
Do we have the
Six,
hunchman?
I mean, we'd need
You don't
We'd
yet.
we'd need to
Oh.
pay the 6 for more because we've only paid them to get here.
Yeah, to get here, yeah.
I'd say a crew of 60 would allow you to use cannons and have a fully functioning sail team as well.
Cool. Then let's do that.
Would you like to re-recruit Benji, Alfie,
Yeah,
Tiberius,
yeah. Include
Percival?
the crew we already have, I assume.
Yep, alright. Including the crew you already have, so 54 more. Was... Okay, I would say if you gave each crew member 4 platinum each, so that's 240 platinum, that would get you a fully functioning crew.
Okay, let me double check I even have that much. One single second. I
Do you wanna
have
distribute that fairly-
220, and then actually, yeah, I can pay that if I just pay the rest in gold instead of platinum. But
Yep.
so that
Do
would
you
be.
wanna, before you do that, do we want to
sorry.
distribute that among the rest of the party?
Well, I mean, since I'm currently out alone hiring guys, and you guys don't know about it, I assume I'll just pay it, and then we just, if you guys really want, you can pay me back later. But like,
Thank you, Saludran.
yeah.
Like, I guess we could. I guess you can do that, and then when you get back to the Starlight Tavern, you can tell us what you've done. We'll pay you back respectively.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't really mind. You guys also don't have to pay me back. This is so much money we have. It doesn't matter at this point. So I'm more than willing to pay it.
Alright, so you're paying the 240 platinum worth to get the
Yeah.
full crew of 60, including the 6 original and the elusive Honchman.
Yeah. So 1 platinum is 10 gold, right?
That's correct.
Okay. So then 220 platinum, and then
It'd be
No.
like
whoops.
Oh.
I add instead of the 140. And then the rest is 20 platinum, so that would be 200 gold. Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to do.
Alrighty.
we're gonna need so much food.
Speaking of the devil, Varith walks over from inside the kitchen. He's brought over a pizza where the base is literally just bacon and dough wrapped together like a weave mat on the floor. He has 2 of those that he hands to Xander. He brings over a cauliflower-based one with a bunch of veggies on it for Alona. Brings over a nice pita roll for Umbra and Darren. Umbra's got some extra herbs and stuff on there, just because he knows that you have a bit of an interesting palate. No mushrooms. And then just like Saladrin's is like a fairly basic one, like just a normal traditional classic pizza. Who else am I missing? Tarvis is a deep pan. I think that's it, right?
Thimble.
Thimble doesn't get pizza. He's got French fries.
No,
Look,
thank
I love my boy, but I'm fully aware that he doesn't eat anything that isn't in his normal list of menu options.
He's autistic.
I'm just like, little bro's struggling. He walks over with them on his shoulder. He's got so many like little chip crumbs on his shoulder, and he just looks like really like frazzled. And he's like, "What do you mean more food? Do you know how much food we were already spent? Like how much money we were spending on food? Like we may as well make the gardens bigger at this point."
I'm happy to assist with that. It was in the plan, at least.
That's okay then. What have you guys been up to today? What did you get up to?
I got the seeds.
Hell yeah. What do we get?
We've got some pretty flowers to make the boat look really nice. Some grasses like lemongrass and some other ones that I don't know what they are, and some berry bushes.
Hell yeah, that'll be good.
And I got this for myself.
Awesome. What did everyone else get up to?
I bought a new weapon.
Oh, nice.
I'll pull out the Frostbrand.
Hopefully this sword doesn't have a secret man trapped inside, huh, Tarvis?
Yeah, well, it hasn't talked to me yet, so.
While this is happening, you guys just see Saturn rock up with like 54 guys. Just.
Oh.
Does the Starlight you
entire
have room for another 54?
It is very busy. Matthias just gives you a look, Saldrin, as you bring 54 people, and like, come on, man, where am I gonna sit these guys? Do I have to open the roof?
No, I just like look around the tavern. I'm guys. Okay, just make yourself comfortable on the ship, and they just send them back to the harbor, back up, like on the ship, being like, I want to introduce you, but apparently now is a bad time. Just wait on the ship. We'll be right there.
You brought them from the harbor to the Starlight Hotel, and then went, yeah, nah, you guys go back.
I thought we as a party could introduce ourselves, but apparently it's too full, so I'm sending them back. Okay, that's what we're doing.
Alright.
He's so sassy about it too.
You did notice one of the new sailing crew was a bit bigger and beefier than the others, and was vaguely familiar, and you recall that this was the guy that survived the blood match.
Hunchman.
A legend.
Guys, did I just see Hunchman in that group? Have we finally found the Hunchman?
The hunch.
Saladin, did you track him down on purpose?
Well, I knew you guys liked him, and he did survive us. You know, and not a lot of enemies can say that they survived us. So I was like, you know, might as well take him on board.
That's kind of the point of us like fighting. That we don't have our enemies like still around.
I mean, I can send him away if you want to, but you gotta
No.
explain it to him.
I mean more that like it is impressive if there are survivors.
That's true.
Well, especially if I'm fighting people.
Your survivor policy seems to be the best policy at the moment.
That's how I work. There weren't many survivors when I was in the military. Well, the only people that survived, well, let's just say they were handicapped after interrogation.
Did you take their hands?
Among other things, yes.
It's surprising what people can do without hands.
It's surprising how much someone can move while they've got no legs.
Oh, that
Barrett's
takes you
just standing
back.
there stunned. He's just like, what have I got myself wrapped up in?
Should we are we leaving tomorrow?
When do we leave? Tomorrow?
We do
But-
need to go back to Ravenwater still.
How far away is Ravenwater?
Too far.
That's probably
A
2
week
weeks.
and a
and
half. A week and a half, 2
travel.
weeks.
I mean, with a full crew, we'd get there quicker.
That's not how that works.
Damn it.
It does now.
If only.
God,
That is not how that works.
Are there rowing slots on our boat?
No.
Hypothetically, if we were to chain their legs and whip them, would we go?
No. This is not a
Did you
Greek trireme.
mention-
But I mean, it could be.
The Geneva suggestions say.
Well, I think we can leave tomorrow, go to Ravenwater, say hi, get our money, and then we can go to Casimir.
I will just say briefly, I will need to go to see the librarian in the morning. I'm on a very
What?
strict. I'm on a very strict borrowing policy.
No, if you take the books, we're not even going to be in the city anymore.
Oh, Ilona, I will be upfront and honest with you. This one gave Xander the creeps, so I don't particularly want to test that theory. Shirley was quite aggressive when I asked about borrowing, so don't really want to tick off any of the international
No.
libraries.
I didn't think I would hear the words from probably the two scariest people in this party that we are afraid of a librarian.
Look, you can come with me tomorrow. Come see this librarian for yourself.
Okay. I fuck with books.
maybe
You fuck book.
don't know.
Bareth.
You guys have never read these sexy stories?
What the fuck?
What's a sexy story?
It's
Fair.
nothing, Barrett. Don't worry about it.
You can't, for his innocent mind, you can't say that to him. He was going to hold on to it for the rest of the night.
Let me tell you, there's a lot about Fae.
Hang on.
There's one lady called Meriday Sass, and she writes the best Fae stories ever.
Do I know a chick called Mariday's Trash?
Her name is Meriday Sass.
Do I know a chick
roll a
called...
history check.
Can I do
Am I
this
getting
as well,
whiplash right
please?
now? Am I getting whiplash? History, right?
Yeah.
A 21.
You don't know them personally, but you remember seeing the books on your mother's shelf.
Oh no. Oh no.
They were very popular with Ina.
What?
Do you remember Ina?
I remember, yeah.
Yeah, she was the one who gave them to me. They're very good.
Maybe I should read these books.
I think you should read the abridged version.
That might be a good idea.
Note Sparks.
Don't do
What
it.
happened to Ina? I remember she used to like sing a lot. What does she do these days?
She married Bellis.
What?
Yeah.
That's
Last
crazy.
I heard, she was actually pregnant.
Damn.
But I haven't heard anything from any of them in a while, actually. That's why I'm excited to see Connell. Maybe the rest will be with him. I don't know.
Hopefully.
But, yeah. I'll go to the library and see this spooky librarian.
Let's go then.
This
Can I
is being
accompany-
very interesting.
Can I accompany that?
Sure.
Oh, so
So,
is it now or the next morning?
so let's fast forward to the next morning and we can do that. Unless anyone has anything they want to do that night.
No, because in the morning, Tarbus will go and see Eris. Sort of like, hey, we're going on a trip.
But fuck,
And you will come back, right?
That's the plan.
I expect to hear from you, or Lona, at least once a week. No more disappearing.
Right, no more disappearing.
Good. Pinky promise?
Pinky promise.
She gives you a big hug and says, "You be safe out there."
As safe as I can be.
She holds a hug for a little bit longer, releases you, and say hi to
Yeah.
Lona for me.
Will do. Well, I see you when I get back to Skjeldavik.
Sounds like a plan, big brother. And she disappears into the back room to continue potion making.
Alright, yeah, I'm going to wait for the party.
Alright. Umbra, Xander, and Xander, are you accompanying?
company who?
The
Where?
library.
9.
Alright. So Umbra, Ilona, and Zoldan head to the library. And at the front desk is a different woman. Young in her early 20s, blonde hair pulled into a bit of a messy bun, wearing rather large metal glasses. Oh,
This is who
hello.
you were afraid of?
No, this is a completely different woman.
Oh, are you talking
Oh.
about Gladys? Yeah, she's a right prick, isn't she?
Well, you
Oh
know,
man,
she
I
at
really
least
want
is.
to see the scary librarian.
I believe she's stacking books in row 347. And you see this short halfling lady, grey hair pulled into a tight bun, looks over at you. Hello again. And goes back to
Yeah.
what she was doing.
I have a question for you, Gladys.
Yes.
Do like the Mary J. Sass books?
You see her face sort of light up, and the first grin that Umbra has seen on this lady appears. She is my favorite author.
Is your favorite character Reese?
Reese is good, but I'm more of a fan of Emily myself. She's a very well-rounded character, very interesting.
Yes, I see where your interests lie. Anyway, how is it working at the library? It must be so wonderful to talk to all these people who want to read all these books.
I'm more interested in the books myself. I find people can be tiresome at times. Books, on the other hand, never tiresome.
Right? Anyway, I have a little question for you.
Yes, how can I help?
How did you manage to scare those two back there?
I'm not there.
Pointing at Umbra.
Yeah.
It was quite easy, darling. All I had to do is hold them accountable and give them deadlines.
Oh, you're so right. Oh, thank you very much, Gladys. This has been a wonderful and eye-opening conversation.
You're most welcome, my dear.
Well, you have a wonderful day. Enjoy your time with your books.
I will indeed. You enjoy your books as well, miss. The other librarian has been collecting the books back from Umbra, and I trust you found all that you needed.
Yeah,
Did. Oh, Alana, you're back.
she's wonderful. You were totally crazy.
She gave off different vibes yesterday, and the sweet little lady wrote in. Interesting. Yeah, we'll leave it to be for now. Yes, I did. I'm sorry, your name, young miss.
My name is Clara.
Hello, pleasure. Yes, I did. I was a bit disappointed with Fairwind's book, though. I was disappointed that you didn't have any extra information on them.
Yes,
But I do thank you for the...
I personally would like to find more information on Fairwind myself. However, it's hard getting first-hand knowledge. Not many people who go there ever come back, you see.
Very interesting. Oh, just
Right,
being
okay.
one of those who has come back. I figured that it would have been a bit more common knowledge.
Been to Fairwind?
I have, for quite a time. And it's very interesting. You're the second library I've journeyed to that doesn't seem to have much information.
It's
On
weird that we
this
also know
up
another
around.
who's come back from Fairwind.
I'm guessing you have about as much information on the plane of punishment as well.
Actually, we have even less. We don't really have anything on Plane of Punishment. I'd be fascinated to hear about it, but it is rather morbid topic of conversation.
Even more so than you probably think.
That
This is the
sounds
one
lived
punishment.
experience. Are you okay?
What a question to ask a total stranger.
I mean, Elona, you did kind of hint at it, so...
I was just asking, what, do I look like I'm from the hills or something?
Well, not to be insensitive or anything, miss, but you are visibly fiendish in nature. Not that that is a bad thing. I know many tieflings, and they are all lovely people.
If you must know, I just happen to be from the city of Mayas, from the 8th Circle.
You're from the 8th Circle. How did you get out?
Well, you know, just walked through the front door.
You can see Clara is now kind of like in awe of both Umbra and Alona, like looking between these two, like, holy crap, these guys must be insanely powerful.
With that little Would I see the gobsmacked?
Oh, absolutely. She's
Um,
not hiding it.
Well, with that one, Clara, please, if you do have any information on that, or anything does come up, please just inform the king and any of their officials. They can get a hold of us
Yes,
and
of
see if
course.
there's anything that we pass along.
What name should I be saying the information is for?
It's an interesting question. Alona, did we give a group name, or was it more of a...
Just say it's from your friends from the fight.
Understood. And then she scribbles that down. Any information I do find, I'll pass that along, and we'll get that information to you.
Would you also send all of the Mara J. Sass books to Arisura at Yura's apothecary?
Of course.
And say it's from Ilona, your friend.
Yeah, absolutely. And she writes a little note down of that as well.
Well, Clara, you have been very helpful. And I must say, it seems like you had a bit of extra spice of life to this place. Though, how long has... I do pardon our elderly friend's name.
Oh, Gladys.
Addis?
Gladys?
She's been here for, I'd say the last 50 years.
She's an icon.
Well, she must be. Well, please, make sure you say thank you for me.
Of course.
We have a boat to catch, Umbra.
Yes, we must go.
And
And
she
with that,
smiles,
you-
kind of blushing a little bit, and thank you for visiting. Come again anytime. Hopefully you come back.
Oh, don't worry, we will. He winks and he walks off.
As we walk out, Umbra, do you think we should write books?
I mean, look, it wouldn't hurt to get down our adventures and knowledge onto the page. See if we can make some extra coin out of it as well. Clearly the knowledge is not as...
No one seems to even really know anything about the plane of punishment. Do you know who the leaders are?
Roll a
No.
history check.
If I'm being quite on... Oh. Let's see if the history serves me well. Am I allowed to guidance myself on this?
You are.
Yeah. Okay. History. Okay. And I will guide myself. 16.
16. I'd say you know surface level knowledge. You'd know that it is 9 levels total, and they're each run by their own sort of ruler, but the ruler of the 9th level is the overarching Lord of the Hells. You'd have if you'd heard the names, you'd recognize them. Of each of the different lords and ladies of the plane of punishment. But one name does stick out in your mind as being the king of the Hells, the lord of the plane of punishment, the 9th circle Pain. His name is Raja Naraka, also known as the Lord of Pain.
Naka. Well, Alona, to be honest with you, I only know the basics. I know of the Lord of the Ring of Pain, Raja and Naka. Yes. And I know that each different circle is governed by their own head honcho, so to speak, their king, their queen, or whatever.
You know, I would have
Yeah,
much
that's what
rather
I'm doing
Raja Naraka to be my father than Selra to be my mother.
Well, she is the great temptress. Clearly that's where you get your fun-loving personality from, wouldn't you say?
Are you equating my fun-loving personality to my mother being a seductress?
No, I'm saying that you are very charismatic and you enjoy talking to people, unlike myself.
Ah,
Yes, I've never met your mother, if that is a question you were asking me.
oh, I would hope not.
And look, if I'm being perfectly honest with you, by the sounds of everything you've experienced, I hope that if and when we do see her, we maybe take those horns very quickly.
Yeah,
Don't have to stay there long.
I don't think it's going to be that easy.
Optimistic thinking.
I doubt you guys will meet her for a very long time. I definitely do not want to be meeting her for a very, very long time. Oof, she terrifies me.
Yes, that was the attack that you had a while back. It's very interesting how things can creep up on us, isn't it?
Yeah.
But onto a different topic that won't cause you to feel that extra negativity.
It's okay. I mean, I'm scared of her, but I still remember my childhood, and there are bits that were okay, I guess. I got to meet all the other leaders of the Plane of Punishment. A few of them are actually quite lovely.
Much to popular belief, the leaders of the Plane of Punishment are lovely people.
The caretaker, he really just wants to make sure that his road is nice. You know? He just wants to keep adding bones. Lestat just wants to flirt with everything he sees, and if he's in a good mood, well then he's fine. Even Raja, like, he's not being, he's just kind of doing his thing, It's kind of his job. Everyone has a job.
That is completely fair. And I
mean,
know
to be fair, I was meeting them under the guise of that I am the daughter of one of them, so I suppose I didn't meet them in like the sense that they wanted to torture me until for eternity or something, but I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't want to hang out with a few of them. But I don't know. I could hang out with the caretaker or Lestat.
I mean, at least we know two that might be a bit friendly, in case any of us do end up down there.
Well, let's hope that does not happen. I, for one, do not want to be going to the hells anytime soon.
To be perfectly frank with you as well, Rana, neither do I. I don't think
Anyway.
I'd be...
We're going to miss the boat if we keep distracting ourselves.
Oh, well, I mean, walking and talking in this city of numerous distraction. We made decent progress at least. Though, I will say, I think you've made a friend with that librarian. The mean one, Gladys. What did you say to make us smile?
No, just like about sexy men in books.
Sexy men in books. Why is it
one
always...
of them happens to be a dragonborn.
Oh.
There is a whole subcategory of just dragonborn books.
I mean, look, to be perfectly honest with you, I haven't seen any of my original people for a while, and this has piqued my interest. Something to keep me going on these long nights ahead. You'll have to show me some books sometime.
Oh god.
Where are my people from?
Yeah. I mean, I know that you're not with them anymore, but like, you haven't really spoken about them.
Much like your mother, that topic is something that gives me great pain. But to be honest with you, saying the names of my 4 fallen comrades the other day with those Jotun brothers has made me start reflecting on it a little.
What are your parents' names?
don't even remember. Sad to say.
Well, I think. What is it that you would say? I don't know what it is in Dragonborn language, but in Infernal it's Masmir and Fizmir.
Oh, mother and father?
So, Mavikar, my father, I call him Fizz.
Oh.
I call my mother Selra.
Okay.
Well,
Makes
I
sense.
mean, there's always one parent that they don't get a nickname, isn't? Am I right?
I mean, otherwise, what? I'd have a really boring backstory. Anyway, let's go to the boat.
Well, as we go, I will say. No, my tribe was mainly up on the fjords. Up in. Do you know where that final battle of Eric, the Blood Fist was? Do you know anything around that area?
Sort of.
Yeah, all of it.
I'll be honest with you, Alana. We traveled around so much that we never really called a single place our home. But the last memory I ever have of my people is that Battle of the Fjord. And getting pushed through a portal and then having to survive for 200 extra years. Well, the 4 closest things to family I had died around me, so. Memories. It's always fun, isn't it? And you'll see a big smile on his face as he's just and 2 tears shred. Like 2 tears just start rolling down his face, and he can't even cry.
I think
But-
sometimes, even when people are gone, it's still nice that we even had the chance to know them in the first place. I mean,
You're not.
you wouldn't be crying if you didn't love them. And I
Wipes
mean, with all of our gods and everything, they're probably waiting for you.
I do hope so.
You've never been alone. I don't have
Yes.
any family to remember me. I just have my dad, who is not really there anymore, and Selva. That's it.
At least we can be of the similar mind in that vein. Though I did read something about a remnant group of my people apparently forming a group. What was it? I pull out my notebook and I'll just have a read. Wildwood Sentinels. Something along those lines.
The
So-
Wildwood Sentinels?
Yes, based off some information I read in one of our previous locations, they
Have
apparently.
you talked to Vareth about that?
I haven't actually. We've only just
Well-
recently got back in good terms, and I didn't really want to overstep those bounds again.
So you obviously I had to come here, right, from the house into the material plane. Well, I emerged and then I joined a group of the Wildwood Sentinels, which is the very same group that Vareth was from.
Are you kidding me?
No, you can ask him.
I just
You
might.
heard us talking about Ina earlier before?
Then yes.
Well, Ina is married to Bellis, and Bellis is one of the leaders of the Shroud. Well, he is the leader of the Shroud, which is one of the groups of the Wildwood Sentinels.
Oh.
I mean, when we meet Connell, when we go to Chorus, well, he's part of the Wildwood Sentinels, so he can probably tell us who you can talk to.
I'll have to definitely accompany you then on that trip, if you don't mind the extra passenger.
Of course, I mean, maybe talk to Vareth about it, because, I mean, they're his people before mine.
I have to speak with Vareth on a few other matters, so this works out quite well. Thank you, Alana.
Just, be kind when you talk to him about it. He hasn't seen them for a very long time. I think it's hard for him because he doesn't remember. Well, he remembers, but he remembers what they were, not what they are now.
Yes, I can share that sentiment very well. Very well indeed.
Seems like we're at the docks now.
What to say? It really does go by very quickly, doesn't it? Simple walk from a library to a dock. I
I'm
do
sitting.
thank you.
I'm standing on deck of the ship, looking at you, just like, where the fuck have you been?
I'm doing an inventory check.
Barrett is in the garden teaching Hunchman and 20 other people how to garden.
Oh yeah.
So
They're
guys,
just
just because you have some
awesome.
extra time, because, you know, the two people who are normally on time seem to be late today. It's crazy. This is called a cherry tomato. It's really good. You can eat it like an apple. He picks it off the stalk and eats it like an apple.
It's a big ass cherry tomato.
That is a big cherry tomato.
Oh,
Good cherry.
You're thinking of Roma tomatoes, probably.
I am thinking of Roman tomatoes, but we're going to pretend I didn't say that.
Sure.
We're gonna say heirloom. Can we go heirloom? Come on.
And
For the memes. Do it for
all
the heirloom.
all of the deckhands and henchmen, they're just watching intently, learning, nodding seriously. Yes, this is a Roma tomato. Yes, I understand.
Meanwhile, then, not taking any of this in, each other saying, move on.
I love it. I will say one last thing to Alana as we're coming up. I pull out a scroll and give it to another pass without trace scroll to her.
Thank you.
I forgot to tell. Yeah, I forgot to tell you last night. I finished the other. The third will be, as they say, in the works. Should be done soon.
Can I ask you something before? If something
Sure.
if something happens to me and I'm not able to heal anymore, or I don't know, just something happens to me, with everything that seems to happen to us as a group, I'm not surprised if something happens to me. But will you take care of everyone?
You have my word, Alana.
Don't let them die.
You can I can guarantee that. I'm sick of seeing people I know die around me, so you have my word.
Thank you. You're going to enjoy Ravenwater. There's probably
You
like
know-
a bunch of weird mushrooms going around that part. It's very smelly.
Look, I recently acquired this other mushroom on my way, a pink oyster. And it's quite beautiful, actually. So I'm interested to see where these other ones go. So we'll keep going. But also, do you have any recommendations to not get my horns smelling like damn fish?
Do you want some
Because-
horn bomb?
Look, I won't say no. And those socks, I would
so
say.
much. I've been stocking up.
At least
It's
one of
really
us has.
special. I can even give you the recipe in case you ever want to make more.
I mean, what else do I have to do on the ship? We can make our own brand.
Ilona's horn bomb.
I like it. Well, I'd definitely come and grab some from you. But yes, as I said, don't worry, and 100% give me that balm, because my horns have been not liking the filth we've been having lately, if you know what I mean. And yeah. I'll go over to Varath now and see what's going on in the garden.
Unless anyone has anything else they need to do in Skjaldarvik for the sake of expediency, I'll say it takes you about a week and 4 days to get to Ravenwater. You pull the dock. You pull the ship into dock at Ravenwater, having sailed it up the many rivers to get there. There is a crowd forming, and stepping through the crowd is a man in his late 40s, dressed in much nicer clothes than you last saw him in, sporting the same grey streaked brown beard and long brown hair. Eric walks up to you all and says, "Hello, my friends.
Eric.
It's been a long time."
Eric!
Eric!
How
Hey,
you
Eric.
going? How you going?
We're doing fantastically over here. Come on, get off board. Get your people in and amongst it all. Get some food, get some drink, and we'll come and talk about what you need.
I'm going to catch up. I'm going to go and send a letter to my father.
Radio.
Easy enough to find a
Eric.
courier's office here.
Want me to show you where it is?
Yeah, sure. If you know where it is, Tarvis, I would appreciate it.
Tarvis has sent packages from there before.
So I'll lead Alona. I'll show Alona where it is.
Mark off. We'll say 3 silver.
Yay. Woo.
I'm assuming the rest of us follow Eric.
Yes. He leads you to the familiar mayoral house that had been turned into, in your absence, a rather nice council hall. Looking around you all, the state of decay has massively improved. There's lots of new wooden structures built, lots more stone pillar supports now instead of wood. They've been hard at work here. Eric takes you into the dining hall in this, in the mayoral mansion, and says, "Now, it's been a while since we've had a chat. Tell me everything."
Where to start?
As a sister.
Tarvis, you have a sister.
Yeah, I do.
Tarvis, you could invite her to come to Ravenwater when you get back to Fjertind.
We'd love to have her. She'd be more than welcome here. Free board, free food, free drink, all the kit and caboodle.
Right, yeah. I'm sure she would like to see a bit more of the world.
So Eric, we've got some new party members too. This is Umbra and this is Saladrin.
I was meaning to ask. Hello, my name is Eric Kenai. I am the recently elected mayor of Ravenwater here, thanks to these fine people here. The previous ruling party was not so favourable, if you don't mind me saying. Yeah, we've been doing fantastically. Umbra, you look formidable. Saladrin, you've got a fierce look in your eye.
Well, I do appreciate that comment. Oh, looks like the gardens are coming up quite well.
That was a new addition, actually. We had one of our council members suggest it. Things were looking a bit drab and dreary, so a little bit of spot of greenery has really helped liven up the place.
Indeed. Do you need it to be grown a bit more, or do you need any extra done to it? By chance, I am a druid. If maybe I can invigorate some of the plant life around.
I'd be curious to pick your brain about how we can keep these plants alive for longer. As you can see, we're on, wooden structures in the middle of a lake, so keeping plants alive in planter boxes, while well and good for a short term, not so great for a long term. So I'd like to pick your brain about that later.
More than welcome to.
What time of day is it? it?
It's currently about mid-afternoon.
What else did we do? We went to Nidara and slayed a false Hydra. That was pretty wild.
False Hydra. Only heard about them in stories.
Yeah, we ran into one down in one of the caves down there.
Wonder how it got down
Unfortunately,
there.
John Doe.
The trench coat
didn't
guy.
make it. Yeah, he didn't make it for that.
Well, I'll make sure to have a feast in his honor tonight then.
I actually, it's a new moon tonight, so I have to go off and pray.
Of course, our holy people be more than willing to set you up in a private location in one of our churches here. We've recently erected a church to the moon god Orbison in your name, actually. So we'd be more than welcome. Yeah, you guys have had a huge impact on our way of life here. The Kenku are no longer living on the streets. They're treated as actual citizens instead of lower class beings. There is no real class divide anymore. It's turned into a real community, and that's all because of you guys.
I really appreciate it, but I think for my prayers tonight, I might just, don't know, find a nice clearing and just pray for the town as a whole.
Absolutely. Any of our rowboats are at your disposal. There should be a clearing about a kilometer to the north once you exit the lake.
Great.
What about the rest of
Is
you?
there anything anyone else wanted me to pray for tonight?
Not off the top of my head.
No, I think we're good.
Okay.
I might be going to pray myself. So I'll check in about the plants first before we go.
Well, what's mine is yours. Take whatever food, drink you need. We'll make sure that your crew have suitable accommodation for the night. Don't worry about costs. We're doing much better economically than we were. We'll cop it.
Well, that's good. But this place prospering.
I'm doing a lot better since we last left here.
Keep
I was gonna
saying
say,
it,
we're
but
more than
it's
happy
true.
to pay for our. We're still more than happy to pay for our stay, though.
Your money is no good
If you
here.
want us to.
Your money is no good here, as I keep saying. You guys are the reason we're in such a good spot. So, keep your damn money and have a good time while you're here.
We're actually also here to collect on a vineyard some. That's one of the other reasons why we were here.
Ah, that old thing. Alright, the coffers have been collecting a steady stream of, shall we say, profits from that endeavor. I believe if you go talk to the toll masters, they'll be able to get whatever you need out of there.
Barrett starts tweaking as soon as he hits Toll Masters.
Bless you.
I'm sorry.
Should we just fast forward tonight then?
Yeah, might as well. The feast is in full swing. Eleanor is noticeably absent, gone off to do her praying. Umbra, you spent a decent part of the afternoon talking to both Eric and a couple of local people who are interested in keeping the plants going, local gardeners, and you've given them tips on hydroponics and all that sort of stuff.
Hell yeah, hydroponics. I would also say, knowing some of my knowledge about being on waterways with plants, just some suggestions on reinforcing their water structures and everything. So using the reed and using that to create floating and interconnected platforms and reinforce that. And I'll offer as a bit of a payment for the party being here. While they say their money's no good, my skill and time I will offer. And if it's alright with you, DM, I'm going to, in my middle of my praying, I'm going to use Nature's Guardian and Plant Growth, and I'm going to use its, I think it's the 8-hour casting.
Mm-hmm. Yep, to do like a lot of area of effects, mass plant growth.
Yeah, and just see if I can just shape it in that little bit into those bit of structures so they have an idea of what's going on and just reinforce some of the existing territory and all that as well.
Yep.
How big do we say the town was, by the way? I do apologize.
It's rather large, nowhere near the size of Skjoldvik, but decent, like, I'd say 8 to 10,000 population. It is because you weren't here when we did this, think of it like Lake Town from Lord of the Rings. Or The Hobbit, actually. If you are versed in that. It's a wooden city pretty much entirely on the water.
Nice. Yes, Hobbit, correct trilogy, same for Lord of the Rings. Yeah, so I'll just ask, if it's okay with you, I'll find a central spot within the city, and I'll sit and pray. My spell will take about 8 hours, so I do ask that if anyone who do come to disturb me, it will interrupt the cycle. So I'll just find my spot, and I'll be here for the 8. Now, the spell I'm about to cast will not only grow the life around us, but it will also enrich it for the year to come. So, just so you are aware, if you need it, I'm assuming you have a way to contact the party. Yes?
I mean, we never really discussed that last time they were here. I suppose we could talk to our people, see if we've got any spare sending stones to give to you guys. I'll see what I can track down.
Because I can come back and assist with this as we go through. Next couple of years, about 3 years, should give you enough to get the foundation solid. So I'll do the first year cycle as a bit of time and payment for this. And I'll ask them just to direct me to a central location so I can get everything within about half a mile.
Yep, that'll be, yep. He directs you to the center point of the city, and he instructs city guard to block off the streets connecting to the area with the instruction of let no one through.
And yeah, I'll sit there and cast as I'm praying to Frangipania.
Now by this point it is later in the evening, so you'd be doing this through the night. It would give you a point of exhaustion. Are you cool with that?
I'm okay with that.
Cool. For the rest of you...
We're gonna be traveling soon, so he can rest
on the boat.
Yeah.
For the rest of you, the feast is in full swing. There are plates of food going this way and that, drink free-flowing. It's a fantastic feast. Much better than anything you saw last time you were here.
drinks to be had?
Many drinks to be had, much food to be eaten. Eric is
that's a good-
sitting at the head of the table, his daughter sitting to the left, stuffing her face with as many plates of food as she can, and she seems to be having a ball.
Sounds like a good time.
How many drinks are people drinking, by the way?
That's a good
Can't
point.
say.
If you're drinking more than 3, roll a con save for me.
No worries.
Let's see if Varys can finally get drunk, everybody.
14.
40.
12.
That's a 20. 30.
Alright. Tarvis and Varith, you drink about 10 drinks, and you're pretty drunk. You don't pass out, but ooh, you know there's gonna be a hangover tomorrow. Darren, you get to your 12th drink, and you want another. You really, you want another, but the world's spinning. You take a step and you collapse on the floor, completely unconscious.
That's funny.
The DC as that was 15, by the way.
I rolled a 20, so I was
Oh
pretty
yeah,
much
you're down
thinking-
in drinks left, right, center. You're having a great time, feeling the buzz, in a real good mood. Party's not stopping for you, mate.
Hell yeah.
It's about, I'd say around midnight, and Alona rejoins the group.
Now what is going on here?
I'm having.
Drinks.
They all
Well,
drank a little bit
yeah.
too much. Is what
I mean,
happened.
I had maybe 3, that's it.
Going.
I can too. Varys starts slowly pulling himself towards the table, trying to reach for another one.
Now which one of you needs to be taken care of?
Not me. I'm good. I can still kind of half see straight.
Oh my god, there are 2 Xanders. Someone got the axe, they split him into 2. Magic axe is back.
Not how that act worked, man.
Man, I swear that's how that axe worked.
About an hour later, Darren comes to again. You feel woozy, but you're doing okay. You haven't thrown up yet.
Thing
Christ.
in its entirety, and then proceeds to pass out again.
I cast not R to that happening.
Fair enough.
Hey, yo.
Oh, you know what? I needed that situation. Another drink.
The
Why
server
don't
looks at
we
you
all have
like,
another drink together?
I think this one's had enough.
Alright, give me a flavored water then. Jesus.
Hands you a rather large glass of water, and it's got a little cucumber slice in it.
Oh, you're a good one, lad. Yeah,
And
good
I
one.
call a toast to everybody.
I hold up my keg.
I will grab another drink.
I left my cucumber water.
To all of your good health.
Woo!
Let's go.
Hopefully you all don't have terrible hangovers in the morning.
Huh?
Good thing I don't drink.
At this
That's
point, Eric
depressing.
looks over to Darren. Darren, I know you're drunk. I am a little bit too. Play us a tune.
You know what? I'll see what I can. All right. I would slowly stumble my way to the stage. I'd hit my foot on the first step. I'd start limping, but I'd keep going. Okay.
A true soul. True soul.
Alright, let's see what I would hastily but very clumsily grab out one of my instruments. A lute specifically.
So you've got your regular lute or you got your glass one. Which one are you going to use?
Ooh. We'll go glass. Darren grabs a glass one just cause.
Don't drop it.
You feel the power coursing through the glass lute. Roll performance and I'll give you advantage.
Ooh. Okay, no worries. Performance and
Sting's diggy hole.
advantage.
26. Nice.
Big money.
Drunkenly, Darren starts playing. It's a little discordant at first, but as he gets into it, he really gets into it. The crowd is starting to get a bit more rowdy. They're going towards the stage. Drinks are getting sloshed everywhere. Darren is in the zone. And it's almost like you can feel some residual power come back, and you see a spectral hand help with the faster passages on the strings of the lute, and he is just in the zone. He plays for another 2 hours. It's well into the small hours of the morning. Before Darren finally stops. The crowd disperses and goes home for what little rest they can get before sunrise.
Oh, call it a night. Oh. I would stumble back to the group. Alright, guys, what you think?
It was a good performance. I don't think I've heard you play like that before.
Well, when you get everything taken away from you, you gotta be creative. That's what myself would say. I think. Maybe.
Should do it more often.
You know what, Zoldan? Zoldan, yeah. I agree. I agree.
Now it is
What
currently
now?
around 4 in the morning.
We've got to be sloshed to the shithouse.
Thomas is only speaking primordial.
Those who are drinking, roll another con save.
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
Watch me fail this one, guys.
Ooh, 19.
Ooh.
Let's go.
I'm still good.
I did set the DC at 20 this time because you were drinking even
Fuck!
more. Yeah, Tarvis and Vareth, your hangovers are gonna be killer in the morning. You don't throw up and you don't pass out, but it's a close thing. Stumbling to your accommodations, it's all you can do to walk in a straight line. As you lie down to sleep, the world is spinning.
Guys, are we back in the Feywild? Have they got us? Guys, this one's staying straight. What's happening? Time isn't passing as normal. I can't. Where's the sun?
He's having a PTSD attack.
Ah! Help me!
Charles is gonna
buddy.
respond in primordial, so you don't have a clue what he's saying.
Hey, buddy.
Look,
It's
if
currently bedtime. Let's go to bed and everything will be fine in the morning.
Is there anything I can do to help either of you?
You're gonna have to cook breakfast. I can't see straight.
Thomas is gonna collapse on the bed.
Good night, Tarkus. Good night.
Xander, with your 24, oh boy, you're pretty sloshed. But you have this gut feeling you're gonna be fine in the morning.
Yep, I'm gonna take the keg and go to bed.
Hell yeah. The party wakes up well into the later part of the morning. I'd say it's at least 10 o'clock by the time any of you wake up.
Bold of you to assume it'd be that early.
Barrett's just sitting on the edge of the bed breathing really hard.
You see Alona, she's actually made a fairly decent spread of breakfast.
Hey guys, I found a keg.
No, put it down. You had enough last night.
Buddy, I woke up and it was next to the bed, you know, like, it'd be rude not to.
I mean, I can't argue with that logic, but I'm still going to attempt to take it from you.
No, I'm going to take it to the ship.
You got a
As
rage.
best as I can. I might still be a little tipsy.
Alright, you load back up onto the ship. I would say you, by this time, would have gone to the toll house. Easty, what's the total?
At the moment it is. I had it up just a second ago. 42 platinum.
42 platinum, eh?
Yeah,
Not bad.
we've been gone a while, dude.
Yeah, I know. It was 42 platinum divided by 9.
Not a nice number.
That's fair.
Let me get the calculator.
What is-
It's almost
42
5.
divided 9. Yeah, so it'd be 4 gold, 6 silver, 6 copper each.
Wouldn't
No, 40.
4 platinum, 6
Yeah.
gold.
Times that by 10. Still with the 6 copper, though.
Or we can make this really simple and I just take the money.
You're funny.
Guys, Celadrin's really good at holding on to money. We should trust him.
Not only that, I want us to say I did pay for the entire fucking crew.
He did.
Just to put that out there. So,
True.
I feel like I'm entitled to some of the money.
Yeah, but you wanted to, so...
You can take my shirt if anything.
How much?
And take
Rick?
mine too, Saladrin.
Yeah,
That's very kind of you, Lona.
you can have mine.
Reese, how much was it?
It was 4 platinum, 6 gold, 6 silver, 6 copper. That was what the share was.
Okay, I'm sorry, I don't know how many shares I have and how much that actually comes out to.
Times your stuff by 3 or
4. I'll give him mine.
You.
I'm not gonna figure that out. You
No,
can do that.
I know, I'm currently doing the calculations in my head. Give me a sec.
Well, I just gotta calculate and write it down.
saying 4 times 6 is 24.
I'm converting it all to one currency first, the lowest currency, then multiplying it up. It's easier that way.
No, it's really not. Just add 12, 24, 24, and 24. Congratulations.
That also works.
All
Good
right.
math.
What is the party doing now?
Well, I guess we.
Fine.
So where am I navigating to? Like, where are we going, guys? We're going straight to Casimir, or?
Are we going to chorus? Like,
Where's that?
That's in
It's the
Casimir.
capital of Aegeos, which is the western side.
is that what we decided on last time we were talking?
I thought it was Chasm.
Yeah.
This is
Okay.
Casimir.
So Casimir is the continent, Agios is the western half, and Chorus is the capital of that.
Oh,
If you like, I can bring you to the world map and you can see a bit clearer.
please. That'd be great. I'm so confused.
So,
Basically.
if you're going to Chorus, you would be going here.
Uh-huh. Right.
There is an updated map of this. There's a bit better. So once we have that all 100% finalized, I will include it in this. My hope is that will be done by next week, but we'll see.
So we need to get all the way back to Skautovik, get onto our boat, and then.
The boats.
No, you're with your boat.
There's lakes, like rivers. To the
Ah,
right.
okay. There's rivers. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
But we
right.
have to go back there anyway.
What?
Why do
Well,
we need to go all the way?
we need food and water.
Can't we get that here?
Well, I know
Okay.
they're doing better, but I don't know if they've got enough for 50 people for a multi-week journey.
I mean,
Uh,
60, right?
It'd be 69 total, inclusive of the party.
Nice.
Nice.
Because how many weeks is that?
To your estimate, it would be approximately 3 months.
Okay, wait up. Let me get my calculator up.
16 weeks. 16? No, 12
So-
weeks. 12 weeks.
69
Well-
times 12 is 829 times shit.
There are 7 days in a week.
That's not what I'm thinking about. Is it 3 gold or 2 gold to feed us one individual for a week?
I'll say 2.
So we need 1,656 gold just for that alone.
Sorry, how much? 1,500 what?
1,656.
Yeah.
To
I can
buy
use
all of the
majority of my-
rations needed.
Yeah, I can use a decent chunk. How much is platinum
That's only like
again? Platinum is 1 to
115
10.
platinum.
I mean, I can also help pitch in. I still have more than enough gold. I could pay for it myself again.
Oh, I can pay for it. That's okay. I pay for all the food anyway most of the time.
Oh,
How much? Do you want me to pitch in at least a little bit?
No, that's okay. I still have
You got,
107
you
platinum.
got the crew. That's your contribution.
Yeah. This is the thing that I do.
in, and there's nothing you can do to stop me.
You'll have to leave it to the side. Put it somewhere for me for later. You can
No,
choose
no.
how much you want to pay.
I'm gonna just give you, I'll say 100 platinum for it.
Cause, oh, that's okay. That's way too much.
Well,
Most
Hey.
I'll accept is 50.
well, too late. There you go.
So the best thing for us would be to navigate back to Skjaldarvik, do the majority of our shopping there, follow the coast until we get to about here. I don't know if we're all looking at the world map. We can get to.
Can we ask if they have enough for us? Because it's been like probably at least 6 months since we were here.
But they're. I mean, we can. I just feel like their farming situation probably hasn't gotten better. But it's
Well,
also better
shouldn't we
for
ask
us to
them
get.
that and not just assume it though.
It's better for us in terms of food going off as well to buy like a month's worth here, and then travel to Skjaldarvik, and then buy the rest of the 2 months there and travel the rest of the way. Because we have an ice room, but a lot of the meats that we have our smoking area won't be big enough to smoke that much food, and then the area that we can actually store the food won't really last that long.
Could we have just assumed that we bought enough food for a few months from Skaldevik so we don't have to just spend time going back?
I was about to suggest, can we assume this has all been done, just move the money so we avoid all the complications of logistics?
The only issue then, though, is that it would cost an extra month worth of food from Skaldevik to here, because I didn't even pay for that because I forgot to.
Skaldevik to
Okay.
Ravenwater was a week and a half.
We can just, like, put in another 50 platinum or something. Like, I'm happy to do that.
Well, I've
Mhm.
just,
Is that okay to do that?
I'm fine with whatever you guys decide to do. I just need to know what you're doing.
Let's just assume it's already happened, and that way we can move on with the journey, because logistics, let's be honest, boring. Makes sense, but boring.
Yeah, we can do that. I just took an extra 207 out of my thing, by the way, Reese.
Okay. Alright, well, if we're setting off for Casimir, that's where we'll wrap it up today, guys. Thank you for playing. Very, very good session. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you next week.